Welcome back, everybody, to WCA. We're getting into the Open Qualifiers here. This is the quarterfinals, all best of ones all around. You guys were looking at the schedule quite earlier. I'm Capitalist, joined by Durka. Should be an interesting night, Durka.
Oh yeah, we've got some pretty good teams in here.
Yeah, considering it's an open qualifier, some of these teams are also like essentially retrying their way through the WCA because they didn't make it through the invited bracket, so they essentially had a second chance by going through the open qualifier. And there's going to be a lot of professional teams met with some of these amateur teams that are trying to make a name for themselves. One of the amateur teams that really stood out to me was actually No Logic Gaming. Which that should be the most interesting matchup of the night, I think. I believe that's like the third game for tonight. So
definitely.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely going to be one of the more interesting ones. What about you?
I was looking at them as well. I know one of the players from No Logic Gaming, Garda, Albanian guy, and they've been around for a long time. Like all of their players, I don't know if they still have Spartan on their team because I know that they had a few roster changes recently, but they've been performing well, very well.
All right, so let's get into the draft, shall we? All right, that was a little awkward. As we're already halfway through. Wrong overlay. Everyone relax. It's all going to be okay. Reasonable Doubt versus Team Empire is going to be our first matchup of the night. Darkseer, Winter Wyvern, Wind Ranger picked up by Reasonable Doubt, while Templar Assassin, Dazzle, and Gyrocopter. So a little bit of minus armor, and the early fighting power of the Gyrocopter is going to be nice as well.
You did give away that Vacuum Curse combo, though. That's always nasty. And Slaughter's still out there, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Straight in with the Slaughter, honestly.
They did have to first pick. They did have to 1-2 in order to get the Darkseer, Winter Wyvern. Do you think that that makes the combo any less potent? Because I feel like we don't normally see this combination. Like, people aren't willing to pick up the Wyvern, I think, in the first 1-2, unless it's, like, really valuable. Do you feel kind of like the same way, that this isn't as good as perhaps the Wombo combo suggests?
I still think it gives you a lot more than just the combo. You know, you've got tons of laning power. True. The biggest strength, I think, of Darkseer and Wyvern right now is the fact that you can not only zone and limit farm of the opponents, but you can actually control runes pretty well. Like Wyvern, when we saw this hero actually start to move towards the middle lane and just play that really annoying kind of aggressive, I'm just going to hit you mid laner, he'd then go and control the runes and move in to stack the jungle. It's just this really well-rounded support that then later on offers you a really great big teamfight ultimate.
Slardar now for Team Empire. I'm liking their lineup more and more as time goes on. The minus armor and physical damage combination between the Templar Assassin, Dazzle, and Slardar is really nice, especially with the Gyrocopter, whose flat cannon is going to get a large benefit out of all this minus armor that's going to be running rampant. I mean, he just, starts shooting out on people, and really what's going to happen. Bane now picked up by Reasonable Doubt, though, so double defensive supports that do offer a lot of control.
The Wraith King ban from Empire. Okay. I mean, Bane, again, they've put a lot of emphasis on the lanes, I feel, here. Darkseer, good laning. Wyvern and Bane, very good laning.
Yeah.
But Team Empire, if they, which it looks like they're going to do, is run that sort of Slardar Dazzle dual aggressive lane. Then have the Gyro +1, maybe. I guess they can't have the Lich because that's taken out by Reasonable Doubt. I don't know, if they have a Witch Doctor, a Rubik, anything is going to deal decently with the Darkseer. Because you can just telekinesis, you can just lift them up or stun them, get the rocket barrage in there. And then Reasonable Doubt are the ones that have to kind of adjust to deal with that. Even though they've got 3 ranged heroes already, I feel like they kind of need another one that also offers them a little more sort of oomph in the team fights. You've got the physical damage and magic mix from the Wind Ranger, you've got good ultimates, but you can't rely so heavily on your massive ultimates here in these team fights because they're pretty long cooldowns between Fiend's Grip and Winter's Curse.
Looks like the line is going to be coupled with the Gyrocopter for now. Reasonable Doubt have to get that big impact team fighting carry, it feels like.
I don't know, Sven?
Sven wouldn't be bad because I was actually thinking like you need someone who's going to be able to tank up against this
and a
like
stun.
TA Slardar combination, and also you need some sort of AoE for me to really benefit from the Darkseer Winter Wyvern and what that's going to offer you, because your other heroes don't. Bane, single target. Wind Ranger might be able to get a shackle and a power shot in, but it's not as good as some of the other AoE abilities that could be offered. What other? I mean, there's certain harder carries like Slark in there, but I just don't see that up against Team Empire right now.
You really can't get away with playing an anti-mage or something this game. With the blinks that are just going to come so thick and fast from Slardar TA.
And the heavy amount of control from the Lion as well. That actually is causes some predicaments.
With the minus armor there, you just get one hit.
Yeah.
Amplified damage into meld. It's a tough choice. It's taken a long time to think about it.
Let's see, what else? It always... okay, Juggernaut. If you go the Battle Fury builds, you can actually take advantage of the Darkseer Winter Wyvern, but I'm not sure... I don't know, do you think you have enough time to go a Battle Fury build on Juggernaut? I'm not so sure you could do.
I always get a little bit worried when people pick Juggernaut, unless it's Era. Because this is something I was talking about the other day where we saw Era play Mirana, and they're quite similar in the fact that item progression and item builds is not only difficult to actually obtain, but also relatively difficult to decide what the most optimal choice is going to be.
Right.
It's like Juggernauts, we saw the Mask of Mana Sanjin Yasha build into the Skadi, the sort of pad out your stats as much as you can. We've seen Battle Fury builds. Then there's the mix of the skill builds as well. Do you go Max Blade Fury? Do you go for the stats crit? There are so many little nuances, and I don't think enough people sort of realize this in those two heroes, but Juggernaut especially, to decide whether you want to fight, farm, and it makes a huge difference, right? One skill point can make the difference between getting a kill with Omni Slash, 1 point in crit can find you that, or 1 point in Blade Fury can allow you to TP escape with that magic community. But item choices, it's so rough, because tanking up is one thing, but then dealing damage is another, and sometimes if you go for one route, you miss out heavily on the other.
All right, so who's playing on Team Empire right now? Because they've had some roster changes, right? And we're not operating on everybody's names right now.
It should be Yoku, No Fear, Resolution.
So Yoku is Rain, right? We've got Silent, No Fear. Who's single?
The battle begins.
Who's single?
Yeah.
All the single ladies?
Every coin helps.
This is Aloha Dance, Yoku, Silent, No Fear, Resolution.
Oh, Aloha Dance is probably single. Yeah. And I think Lion is also kind of his hero. It feels like it's one of those, like, it's not quite Tusk, but it is one of those, like, aggressive 4-position supports that can make a lot happen. You just need a little bit of better start on Lion that I would say you would normally need on heroes like Tusk. Aloha Dance already doing the smart thing, showing himself in lane in order to make sure that the range creep, though Flat Cannon first for Silent is going to make the wave perhaps push out, depends on whether or not the Ion Shell does its work. Mikey pushed back immediately by the Lion, trying to make sure he doesn't get that early level 2. Kind of same situation here for Slardar, as he's battling it out with the Bane, but that is obviously a 1 versus 1 fight you can't win. The easy amount of HP that you get from Brain Sap allows that spam to be a bit easier.
Look at how annoying it is for the TA, though. Winter Wyvern has to make sure he doesn't leech too much experience from the Wind Ranger, though, because this is a lane that Wind Ranger can potentially win on her own. You right-click the TA down to get rid of the refraction, and you go in for the power shots. Darkseer. Go and get those Iron Shells down. Jaro is one of the heroes that deals relatively well against the Darkseer, not only because you can right-click the creeps down heavily, especially when you get phase boots, but also chasing him down. I've seen once or twice back in the day, Silent go for a homing missile build actually on Gyro against the Darkseer, and it actually leaves your supports open to go and roam around. But if you have this line here, you don't really need to dedicate into that. Just go for the full-on carry build.
Yeah, it seems like our Lion is unlikely to rotate into the middle lane because it's fairly defensive in nature. It's a Templar Assassin versus a Wind Ranger. You're very unlikely to get to a scenario where you're able to successfully gank for the Templar Assassin and open up for a kill. And with the Dazzle, obviously, you don't have too much kill power there either. They're just hoping to be able to ensure a good CS lead and also stacking up the Ancients. Can't forget about that, as that's already 2 stacked. Now, what Lion may end up doing, Aloha Dance may focus more on just like statting up or stacking and pulling as much as possible. But
build up the jungle for everybody. Have they managed to make any stacks of the Ancients yet? Because they have, again, been trying to mitigate all of this around. So yeah, they've done it once.
Just a 2-stack. That's all so far. Sprint first slaughter. That's how you know it's a tough lane.
Can't trade hits for the Bane.
Yeah. I mean, you really want, because it's such cheap mana. I mean, Slaughter is just such an OP hero right now. The cheap mana of Slithering Crush allows you to be able to get CS and Harass at the same time. You really want to get that level 1, but unfortunately, Lane he's being harassed so much that he values the sprint a bit more. Obviously, versus the Juggernaut, it's kind of a necessity if you don't get boots to match the Juggernaut's boots.
Yeah, Nightmare into Blade Fury. Super annoying. Oh man, the Wyvern's back.
Yeah, he's just constantly harassing this poor Templar assassin. It is not a good life for him.
So all of these lanes, they seem to be going pretty well for Empire. I mean, the Darkseer is like the one kind of outlier that I'm looking at and thinking, hang on a second, he shouldn't be doing this well, but he's done a pretty good job, and there's no lane ward down, right, from Empire. They went for that kind of watching the rune and watching the avenue through from lane to jungle. But they've not actually managed to jump forward and stop him from doing this, getting into Leech experience.
Schnook, just hoping to be able to interrupt the pull, but he comes in a bit early, takes a lot of harassment in the process, and won't be able to stop the Dazzle. You want to be able to come in and right at that like 52 mark, so you can draw the Ancient aggro and keep it in that area. Unfortunately, not able to do that, and will be a 3-stack so far. Meanwhile, Silence doing all right against Mikey, obviously, 26-3, top CS on the board. Mikey is getting a lot as you compare offlaner, still only level 1 on our Slardar, while Mikey's probably going to get level 5 here soon. But this is to be expected, just because the nature of the Darkseer allows you to do a lot more with this hero in the laning phase. And this is where Darkseer was a lot more popular. Oh, they're going to catch him. Rocket Barrage should be enough damage. Silent positioning himself to try and get the max amount of damage out from that Rocket Barrage and keep it away from those creeps.
Yeah, once the phase boots come out of Gyro, like I said, it's such a difficult lane for the Darkseer. He just charges towards you. And then the cast animation on that Surge, you can't really get it off. The line's there with a double stun and double disable.
And you're still going to have level 6 now on the Gyrocopter, so add even more nuking power to this this carry. Poor Templar Assassin, time and time again. Bashru.
Is there a big level deficit between TA and Wind Ranger?
Let's see, level 5 and level 5. So they're sitting about the same. The
Wind Ranger's a little bit ahead.
Yeah, the Dazzle and the Winter Wyvern have been soaking about an equal amount of experience. The big thing is, well, this was actually just blocked out, but the big thing is going to be a lot of recovery for the Templar Assassin is going to be in this Ancient stack. I say recovery, but he's actually ahead right now, 26-14 compared to 18-9. So this lane's actually going just fine for the Templar Assassin.
He's hitting all those side blades. Nasty stuff. Yeah, the Dazzle not only mitigates the aggression from the Wyvern, but also turns it back around, because the Wind Ranger's losing HP when she's harassing as well. But without a Cold Embrace, without the Shadow Wave from the Dazzle, there's nothing to heal her back up. So the Dire are trading inefficiently at the middle lane, and now
he's actually trying to go on a Mastermind here. The Wind Run will go off at the last second, but there's a stun for the Slardar. And if he could body block just enough, or even just the slow, the Templar Assassin closes that gap and gets the last right click.
Was that lag just on outside?
Okay, nope. that was servers.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it really changed anything, but
no, he was dead. It just looked comical that they both stopped and stood still. And it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Accept your fate, Wind Ranger.
Oh, gets the stun there after the surge. So with the double damage, they might be able to get this kill. Yep, the ultimate's going to land, and sure enough, that'll be yet another kill for Lion. Aloha Dance. Already level 5, 2 kills to his name.
They still haven't killed the Slardar up at top. Resolution has his Tranquils now.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go for the sprint builds here. 2 levels in sprint by level 3. The reason for that being is that it is such a lane that's so devastating. If you get that Nightmare, close the gap, get the Blade Fury, especially since he has Face Boot. I would think he would have put more value in the movement speed. And I've seen a couple of off-lane Slardars do this. Is that if the lane is tough enough, you go for the extra levels of sprint early.
Just run yourself away. Oh.
So Ring of Achilles should be coming in for the Gyrocopter here pretty soon. So if they want to, they can put some more pressure on that tower. Juggernaut just now picking up his level 6. Goes to show the difference between these two carries. Gyrocopter's been left alone in lane a lot. So a lot of solo experience there. Again, this is sort of the trade-off. Gyrocopter's going to get better experience. Same kind of goes to Aloha Dance. It looks like with the Finger Death they want to, but it looks like the Juggernaut's kind of spotted this one out. They will make a trade-off here, as there's really no hope for the Lion. He definitely is going to die.
You can turn and kill the Jug.
Oh,
no,
he's actually going to pop the Omni Slash here. Silent is just going to be able to... Oh, a big crit. Jesus.
What?
Juggernaut. I thought he was going to have to run deep for that one, but a big crit comes out, and turns out he doesn't have to run all that far at all.
Didn't realize he had a freaking mango. I thought I thought Jaro could potentially turn and kill there with a rocket barrage and a few clicks in. Damn, that's that value.
Yeah.
The mango value.
Mango is serious business, man. 125 gold for that is actually pretty absurd. I think it's where it kind of had to be, because otherwise you'd only see it in very rare scenarios.
Yeah.
But it's 125. The value out of that item is actually pretty insane, especially if you have like stat items and you're like drop them, pop the mango. It actually becomes really efficient if you have those kind of intelligence items behind it.
So the Juggernaut did go for the Max Blade Fury build, and phase drums is what he heads into. So this is going to give them a lot more potential to push into tier 1 towers a little bit earlier on. And they've definitely got the threat from a Bane who's about to hit level 6. The Winter Wyvern's getting on in levels as well. Just for Empire to, you know, think twice about defending their tier 1s. Even with cooldown, Rocket Barrage at Gyrocopter is great, usually, at defending these towers, but you need such a positional advantage against all these ultimates. Like right now, they can dive freely almost.
Yeah, it seems like Aloha Dance is going to be picked off here. The Brain Sap and the Spin is enough there. And Spin actually almost eating through the Refraction nice and quick. But Juggernaut's now left with no real good escape. Face Boots versus Face Boots. Now he's going to be stunned up. And the Juggernaut committing for the Lion ends up getting caught by the heavy rotations of Team Empire, punishing RD.
No movement for the Wind Ranger. She's struggling. Struggling a fair amount. Still
yeah,
on
only at
boots.
3k.
Like at this point, you'd expect phase boots and, you know, a couple of 100 gold towards your point booster.
Oh, it's about to get real tough if they actually get the disables long enough for the Slardar to hit this stun. And, oh, they don't have Finger Death. Never mind.
Trap slow.
Slow down, trying to get it. Shackle Shot not really going to latch. They do have another stun coming up with a Mango, but nope, there goes the sleep. Now the Fiend's Grip on a single, and Aloha Dance, he's probably going to be dying here unless...
No.
Nice interrupt there. Yoku able to stop that one. Mastermind comes in. Wind Run. Oh, the heal comes out. Dazzle saves the day.
Leia.
And now the Templar Assassin with no Wind Run on Wind Ranger. This should be an easy kill, but the Healing Ward actually keeps him alive. Sleep there. Healing Ward still in the background, keeping the Wind Ranger nice and healthy. The Shackle Shot on a Gyrocopter with a spin. Silent's going to need to get himself out there with the help of the Dazzle.
5v5 mid. Let's do it.
Yeah, apparently, and this fight still resulting in no kills.
Do they have 6 on their supports yet? Because this Curse and Fiend's Grip, it's so vitally important to have up on these guys.
They do have Fiend's Grip, but no Winter's Curse just yet. Same goes with no Dazzle. Looks like Dazzle may be caught out here. The Shell Grape, he doesn't have a TP, unfortunately, so he'll probably just go for the Ancients. And, oh no, they're drawing the aggro. He still gets it, though. The Juggernaut is left pretty low there after drawing all the aggro onto himself, but no opportunity for Empire to turn that one around still. Great play by our Dazzle, and this is the big difference between Empire. Gyrocopter's been farming up stacks. Templar Assassin is farmed up stacks. And RD, I haven't seen anything of the same. I've seen some jungling, and that's about it. So if we look at this network chart, it should be in the favor of Empire. Even though, well, I guess it's not as much as I expected. Considering the score is 6-3. Gold-wise, I guess part of it is the tower advantage that RD currently have.
And the Gyro dying down at bottom lane.
That's also true.
Though
yeah, his death was pretty bad.
Although I guess the Juggernaut died a couple of minutes later. Well, Doc's here. He's going to be that conduit hero, really. He's the one that has to kind of keep this game together and pull all the strings from RD.
They have Fiend's Grip. They do. Oh, bad time for the Templar Assassin to be caught. And between focus fire and spin, and then the damage over time. The Fiend's Grip as well. They eat through their refraction so quickly and getting another kill on the board. So RT finding the opening that'll probably allow them to take this tier 1 tower now.
Yeah, they need to start pressing the issue here. Because once they start pushing past this tier 1, Ancients become theirs, they can start warding that up, and then they have this avenue between top and mid lane, past the secret shop, where they can actually try and pressure into tier 2s up at top and towards the middle lane.
This is pretty insane how much farm this lane has. He almost has the Blink Dagger already. He's actually on par with the Darkseer. Like, how does that even happen? No fear? He's still got a Shallow Grave, so he's not really scared of this dive.
Turn and fight. Turn and fight, boys.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
What do they do with the blink? Because like Slardar doesn't even have one yet. Your offlane Slardar doesn't have a blink and your Lion does. Honestly.
Whoa, Wind Ranger actually getting picked off. Looks like Finger of Death was used there in the bottom area.
The first blink comes through.
Yeah, we're probably going to be looking at a Roshan pretty soon here for RD, because if they don't take it soon with this current, they seem to have a pretty good hold on the game right now. They've gotten a couple pickoffs. If they get another pickoff, they should really take Roshan, because we know how good Empire is at doing it. Slardar, Templar Assassin, like those heroes are exceptionally good at eating through Roshan's HP. Looks like another tower's going to fall. RD committing 4 different heroes to make sure this one is taken out. Empire seem to know that they got to wait it out. They can't really fight too much. RD are had definitely jumped the gun perhaps a little bit when it comes to early aggression, but that did allow them to get early kills. And all this grouping up is actually working solely because of the fact that they are getting some of those pickoffs. Speaking of pickoffs, Wind Ranger goes down in the middle lane.
Again.
Yeah.
Two deaths in a quick succession. That's really not great.
Mastermind is not having a great time.
But yeah, I fully agree. I think they did jump the gun a little bit. It's like I was saying with the Winter's Curse, Fiend's Grip, and Vacuum. Add in the Omni Slash, you've got so much control and damage in a tight controlled area that Empire usually find it difficult to actually defend tier 1s. But oh god.
Stun on to Mikey. They're committing pretty heavily here, but they are going to have the introduction from behind with a vacuum combination. The Winter's Curse over the wall. Fiend's Grip on a TM Templar Assassin. No Fear is going to be able to save that, or maybe just delay it with the Shallow Grave. It doesn't look like our Templar Assassin's getting out of this one anytime soon. Refraction goes off, but Ion Shell eats through it. Dazzle also going down. And RD picking up 3 kills there as they very successfully bait out the Darkseer. He doesn't even die in that scenario and is now able to go back and pick up his mech.
Womboed. Just fully womboed, absolutely. Got all their spells off and it worked out. I mean, I was a little bit worried because I thought the Darkseer would die before anyone could get there, but he just about got the wall vacuum down. Super fortunate. And now Wind Ranger comes out of this with a decent amount of gold, and she's not, she's still behind, but she's not as far behind as she was a couple of minutes ago. And the Juggernaut looks like it's going to be the relatively standard build. The stats, drums, phase, S and Y, just go for the race car build. But then it's the item after that that often is the sticking point for players. Because you can go into a BKB like Aero does often, actually. But against this minus armor strat, not going to be the best. You could try and go into a Skadi, pad out your stats even more. But I don't know, I kind of feel like even a Butterfly or something as a straight up item after your S and Y could be pretty good. Up against TA, Slardar and Gyrocopter, all these physical damage based carries.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I don't know if you want a little more strength and HP behind the evasion, which, obviously raises your HP a little bit more.
Well, the Winter Wyvern is dead. No chance to get off the Cold Embrace, really. And they do lay a trap down now on the Roshan. If they actually get... Oh, what a beautiful long-range stun over the trees from the Lion. Aloha Dance provides the perfect opening for Silent to be able to get the quick kill on Juggernaut. And now this team may actually go for Roshan here with the double damage picked up on the Templar Assassin. They'll make this look damn easy.
What's he on? Negative 20 armor or something
Yeah,
ridiculous?
he's right now at negative 8 armor through this combination of melds plus amplify damage.
Well, I guess they don't have a medallion on Dazzle, do they, yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, well. I don't even know if he needs one. Do you need more minus armor?
And this is the big downside, right, of facing up against these big Roshan heroes. Just like that. Oh, they actually lay out the Winter's Curse, committing pretty heavily here to Aloha Dance. Maybe, maybe not. Vacuum wall. They're actually going to lay down the wall, and they will be enough to be able to get the kill. Meanwhile, Wind Ranger dies in the middle lane underneath that tower. As I think RT really expected there to be more heroes behind that.
Expecting the Roshan to push up toward. and then maybe try and wrap around behind the tier 1 mid or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Or they're just looking at Lion going, there's no way you're in our secret shop alone, right? So
what are you doing here, Lion? Where are your buddies? But that's 2 big ultimates committed and losing your Wind Ranger.
yeah,
So
not really
now-
a fair trade.
There's a window for Empire just to cruise from lane to lane, taking towers down. TA can get into the blink. You jump in onto the Winter Wyvern and 2-shot him down, or her even. But RD wants to have their ultimates back up. It goes back to the same kind of status quo where Empire can sit back and farm. If they split across the map, you know, maybe one hero gets picked off, but it's always going to be that. It's always going to be that trade-off. They'll have like a martyr hero that they don't really care too much about dying. You know, the Slardar, the Dazzle, someone like that. As long as the Gyro and the TA are farming freely, everything's good.
Yeah.
And once they add another mobility item to their arsenal, like a Force Staff on the Dow and on the Slardar, they can start pushing this Gyrocopter really deep into these team fights and even out of the combo range. Oh, Lion. You're looking for
Oh,
Dire's
Oh,
top
dear.
a little bit of freeze. It should be okay. Resolution, I think, is making its way over to set up for
bottom tower is under attack.
this potential fight.
Tower is under
But we'll see. Yeah, they're going to be able to get one stun onto the Juggernaut. Sleep just to make sure that he doesn't actually get stunned up. But now Resolution makes his entrance. They're going to be able to get the Shackle shot here, the follow-up. And the control comes out from the Gyrocopter. They get the Vacuum Winter's Curse on a Silent. He's being beaten down by all 4 of his allies, and they actually win that fight. They get the deny on the tier 2 tower, but RD walk away with the Gyrocopter kill as long as they don't lose too much more. No, Omni Slash actually takes out Resolution nice and quick. He doesn't have the spin yet, and that means Aloha Dance just blows him up nice and quick. Mastermind's still going to be taken down, it looks like, by the Templar Assassin, and it's just full retreat now for RD, as you can no longer call this one a win. When they were walking away with the Gyrocopter kill, it seemed all right, but now they're going to lose 4 different heroes in exchange for a denied tower. And this just means the Templar Assassin, Yoku's just going to start taking over the game.
Oh, he's fully stacked now. It's pre-20 minutes. He's got Deso, enough gold for Blink if he wants it, which I kind of assume he will. Just go for the Refraction Blink plays and try and jump yourself around in the team fights. Against the Wind Ranger, you know, obviously that Wind Run is going to be annoying for you. You can't really just one-hit kill her down, but the mobility is always good. And if Empire are the ones who get the jump, I think they're in a better position to take these team fights, because the 2 team fights where we've seen RD win or start well, they've got the initial hit in with the Winter's Curse, Vacuum, and they start their combo how they want to. But if Empire are the ones that can jump in with, you know, say Slardar, for instance, initially, and then have him healed and graved and cooldown to follow through, Empire have equally as good a team fight combo as RD do. You know, it's not as set in stone as we curse, we vacuum, we throw all our spells onto this one hero, and everything sort of flows in together. It's a little more sort of spaced out for Team Empire. You know, they go for these jump-ins, they find the pick-offs, and they hit in certain positions at certain times. But it's still there. The cooldown is definitely the spell that brings it all together, though, because if TA can chase from hero to hero, change target at will, RD don't have the greatest sustain. You know, mech on Darkseer is one thing. Healing Ward's another for pushing into towers. It's great. You've got the good, solid tower pushing lineup here. But in team fights, without having, you know, a Dazzlegrave, Witch Doctor heal, something like that to keep Windrunner alive in these situations, she's got no itemization to survive.
Jump in, they're going to be able to find Monkey here, and that means double blinks come out. Nice defensive sleep, but of course, without the rest of the team, there's nothing really to stop this one. Resolution's going to keep on going here. The Gyrocopter ultimate goes out, and eventually that Glimmer Cape will run out. They have the Cold Embrace, though. Now the Winter's Curse gets laid out, but the Winter Wyvern gets blown up immediately. Now Omni Slash gets out, but that does nothing. Good Shackle shot with a Fiend's Grip coupled up to the side, but they have the Shallow Grave, and this means, oh, Jesus, Yoku just keeps on going forward. They're going to be able to finish off that Bane. They lose the Aegis now, but have lost nothing in return.
They can't kill anyone.
And yeah, RD are just left with only an Aegis kill. Jump back in. Oh, now Mastermind's going to be going down. He's comboed down pretty quickly. The Healing Ward not going to do much to save him, and Juggernaut may be going down as well. He's got enough for the spin. Unless they get a lucky bash, it looks like he should escape or not. Oh, Jesus. Templar Assassin's damage is just so nasty.
And this is diving behind tier 3s and tier 4s while tier 2s are still standing. Team Empire. Oh my goodness. 20 to 10.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, things were looking pretty even.
Yeah.
between Empire and RD all the way up until like the 17-minute marker, and then it just took a real bad turn. It was ever since that Roshan play. When was Roshan?
Well, it was that
Does
dive.
it show up as the marker?
I don't
think so.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, it's somewhere in there. I think it might be this gap at like the 17-minute marker, but I feel like those two pickoffs that led them into being able to take Roshan, like RD needed to take Roshan first because the Aegis is then going to obviously determine who controls the tempo of the game, and that ended up being Empire.
Yeah, RD did a great job like reacting to lanes and balancing things out a little bit. But once Empire hit their stride, they become unstoppable. Absolute beast. Mastermind. That Aghanims is so far away.
Oh,
He's not
Winter
gonna get any closer
Wyvern.
either. Oh, the Arctic Burn, but he's dead.
If they
No?
get the stun, they will. Oh, man, he stuck around for too long. He really wanted that ward. But
Okay, there's something that RD can really utilize. Blink on Darkseer. They need the Wyvern alive, though.
they're going to catch one. Okay, the Shackle Shot goes out. Doesn't really catch anything. But they do manage to get the vacuum, but an immediate split there as a couple of force downs come out. Silent now going to be the target of Omni Slash, but he will stay alive through all that until the power shot nails him from behind. No fear. He's going to be caught in the process. He also goes down and loses the gem in the process. That's going to be a big pickup for RD.
I'm not sure what the plan was there. Lion kind of jumped in and thought, hey guys, we've got another pick-off. And then the swarm of RD heroes just appear from nowhere. Shut him down because he had no mana. His plan was to jump in, stun, and mana drain, but he really couldn't get away with that. We did see the Wyvern buy back though. They desperately wanted that cursed vacuum combo. It was a good vacuum. Maybe if the Wyvern had brought back, a second, 2 seconds earlier, that could have been almost a wipe up against Empire.
So it looks like this tier 2 tower is going to fall as Team Empire don't have the gyrocopter for another 14 seconds, but they're going to fight it without him though. Just throwing out. All right, Aloha Dance that throws out the random stun. Doesn't land. 5-man smoke up. And what are they going to do with this one? Because it doesn't look like Roshan's up. Won't be up. It's not even possible to be up for another 10 seconds. So this is them.
Check anyway.
Checking a bit too early. I don't know when Roshan it's going to be, though. I didn't see the timer. Survey says, 1 minute. And now this is Empire's opportunity. This feels like a bit more of a productive smoke.
Yeah. Usually we'd say, oh, look, it's a 1 minute respawn timer. The Dire have the advantage here to push out the lanes and control the pit. I don't think that's the truth.
They found the Winter Wyvern. They choose,
the
they actually get the courier as well.
And
now
the gem.
they're going to
And
be
the
able
everything.
to, yeah, thanks to this, they're going to be able to see the Bane. They'll run him down farther back. Now it's just the team trying to full out escape. They do manage to get the spin TP out for 1, 2, and the third, Mastermind, actually has an Invis rune, so he'll get out just fine. This will mean Team Empire probably going to go push down the tier 2 at the bottom lane, back up, find that Roshan's available, take that too.
Yeah, that should be the plan of action for them. Slardar got much else after 4-staff blink.
Yeah, it's
Flats.
Yeah. I like this. I actually like this a lot if you're dealing with a decent amount of physical damage, because it tanks you up decently nice. It gives you a source of regen, and then decent source. Like I feel like sustain is actually one of the biggest things for Slardar. That's why I like Tranquil Boots so much on him. Oh, vacuum wall combination. That's not really coupled with anything though. So there's no pursuit, no follow-up resolution. Just starts setting up with the amplified damage. The tier 2 tower still falls, and now Empire actually in a better position to take Roshan than they were just 15 seconds prior. With the wall being laid out like that, they're going to feel pretty confident going into the pit.
Yeah, the Vlad's also giving all of your ranged heroes that lifesteal. Super, super good. Minus armor stacking up on him. Poor guy. Roshan, no. Hey?
Not like this.
Where are you going, Slardar? Sprinting around.
Dire's top tower.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he's actually dead! Oh!
I was just about to say high ground defense here from RD should be okay.
Now, Mastermind, well, he's going to be caught out. Fiend Script, that's going to go on for a while. Maybe he can actually finish him off. And nope, Shalgrave is going to make sure there's not even a chance of that one. Andy turns around, goes for the Brain Sap Sleep combination, but obviously he's not getting away from 4 different heroes. Another kill for Resolution, who's now on a killing spree. And Empire, with 5 people still up, still healthy and happy. They'll move forward into the Tier 3 tower. Probably take a lane of Rex and might even push for 2. I mean, why not? You still have the Aegis. You still have all your cooldowns, essentially. Like, you didn't use Finger of Death. Weave's going to be back up. There's really nothing that they are missing out on. And as I say that, they actually have so much minus armor and so much physical damage. They take 2 lane of Rags before RD is even back up.
And, like, that move from RD isn't even bad, you know? Because you look at the situation in the lane equilibrium.
Oh, the combo! They get it! They're going to be able to lock down. Looks like the Templar Assassin as Yoku may end up going down. Yeah, he loses the Aegis, but boom, there goes the Darkseer, fingered to death. And now Silent is actually getting away. They have the spin out. Juggernaut trying to decide on which target he's going to go for here, but there's 4 staffs. Now he's going to be kited around. He's going to be dropped like a bag of flour. And instantly gets taken out. GG is called before the fight's even over because they know there's no way they can come back from this one. So RD congratulating Team Empire as they move themselves into the semifinal.
Yeah, that move before the first Rax falls isn't even bad from RD. It's something they need to do because their top lane was pushing out towards the Radiant side, but both mid and bot were pushing into their base. And they know that once Roshan falls, Empire can go and split mid and bot. And then there's nothing they can do at all to actually defend that because they are so heavily reliant on that 1 lane defense, wombo combo onto 5 people, that if they've got 1 lane pushing in, they've got, you know, a massive chance to actually defend and maybe even wipe Empire. But if they've got 2 lanes pushing in, there is no chance. Literally no chance of defending a Rax. So it may seem like, oh god, Juggernaut, he's gone down the mid lane, he's fed. But it's something that they desperately needed to do. Right. And they were just that, you know, split second off. If he had run away half a second earlier, maybe they get away with it. And maybe they do make that high ground defense.
All right, so next up we actually have Stark, of course, formerly known as 4AAC. They're going to be playing against Dota2 Norm. Then we have CIS Rejects versus No Logic Gaming, which we said is probably going to be one of the more interesting matches of tonight, where you may actually see the the so-called amateur team perhaps provide the upset. And then round things up, Team Bad English versus Team Empire. That's our last one of the night. So, yeah. First game, 3 more to come up. Be sure to don't go anywhere, guys, and be sure to just check out all the WCA Europe stuff. We've got today, tomorrow, and then the finals are going to be, what is today, Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, so the finals will be on Sunday. We'll have 3 more best of 1s today. We'll have 2 best of 3s tomorrow, and then I believe the finals is actually a best of 5. But, yeah, so be sure to stay tuned in, guys. We're going to have probably about a half an hour break. As I believe there is an hour and 15 minutes scheduled for each of these best of 1s. So because this one finished up so early, there's probably going to be a bit of a break, but I'll let you know when we come back.